Guys, I'm Dr. Donald Pelto. I'm a full-time podiatrist in Worcester, Massachusetts. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery, where I help other podiatrists develop successful principles and skills in their private practice. Hey guys, Don here. Welcome to the weekly update. So I am playing around. I'm in Toronto today, and I have this new little toy. It's called a DJI. I'm kind of a techie, as you know. So this is a new thing my wife bought, but I think I'm going to use it more than her. So let me show you the cool thing is. So I have this little tripod up, and I'll show you a picture with it in a second. But look at this. When I move my head, it moves to the right. So it has this this cool tracking mechanism. So you can record movies, and it kind of tracks it. So I guess if you wanted like a cooking show, you could track your face as you're making different things. I also have one of these lapel mics that it's a Bluetooth that goes into the phone, and then there's this little I'll take a picture. I'll show you this tripod thing afterward. But I'm going to try a different way of doing this weekly update. I want to give you guys an update, and I'm going to use this little thing that's going to track me. So I guess I can walk around the room. So I'm currently in Toronto. I'm going to be going to Strategic Coach tomorrow, which is, I've been in it way too long, and they say it's for slow learners. So I guess I'm one of those slow learners, and but I think it would be fun to have something like this for podiatrists. So that's something I'm working on, something similar. So let me tell you the weekly update. I wrote down some notes here. Oh, the last thing that we did was our master class on ultrasound, which was a good master class. We had about 30 people present there. We were able to go through a lot of the tips about doing ultrasound. We did have Dr. Marty. He is the one that helped me be trained when I was trained in the office, and I gave different types of tips about using ultrasound in the office and things like that. If you haven't checked it out, it's going to be in the Practice Mastery Academy. I'm going to put underneath this video my special offer. So let me explain, if you guys like marketing, kind of what the idea is. So the idea is when I do live events, there's going to be $20 for the first 2 months, and then the renewal rate is like $97 a month. I keep that super cheap. If anyone doesn't get that or they don't stay on, then the regular price is going to be $197. So just so you know, that's kind of what the plan is. The special price will be less. I'd like it, what's $20? The main reason that people don't stay is that they don't use the stuff that's in there. So that webinar that we did on ultrasound is right there when you join. There's another new app that I'm playing with. It's called the Teleprompter app. So, but the cool thing is, which I didn't know this existed. So I remember like the old-fashioned teleprompters where you read it. I'm not doing it right now, but you can read it on the screen. I'm going to start doing, or I have to do certain videos reading on the screen. So I made some mistakes. Let me tell you about my mistake. When I was reading initially, I was way too close like this, and I had like one of those lights, and so you could see the little whites in my eyes. And also I was too close, and so when you're too close, they can tell you're reading. So the goal is like you should be back further, so that when you're looking at the phone, they don't know if I'm looking at the phone itself or I'm looking kind of somewhere else. So the Teleprompter app, I'll include this Teleprompter app here as well, so you know which one that is. This is my newest little toy, DJI. It's called a gimbal or something else like that. I think it's about $125. I think they're trying to compete, in my opinion, with maybe like GoPro. I think that's the whole idea of making cool videos. Kind of a bummer that happened this week. So remember my scribe, Murali, he had to take a day off. And when he takes a day off, it really reminds me how much and how dependent I am on him every single day. So my words to you is like my life, I has to be 10 times better having a scribe. So if you don't have a scribe, I'd like you tell me why, okay? Because I took a long time to decide to do a scribe, and now I have one, and I'm really happy. My first one wasn't good. My second one was good. If you guys have any needs of finding a scribe or training a scribe, particularly, that's the hardest thing, because if you're not really efficient to begin with, your scribe can't be that efficient. So I think the first is fixing your notes and how you do your notes and the EMR, things like that. And then the scribe thing went really, really well. So he took a day off, and I had to do all my notes, and I was much more mentally fatigued. I was tired. I couldn't be as present with the patients and things like that. And then the other thing, recently there was like some connectivity problems with my Athena, and he could not send out my patient education information. So I use something called Patient Education Genius, and so I'd had to send that out. So what he does is he does the whole note and he puts in bold when I need to send to the patient. But it just really makes me appreciate him much more. He can do everything in the EMR, like prescriptions and things like that for physical therapy or MRIs or things like that. But the actual patient education stuff I had to do. The other thing I wanted to let you guys know is that in terms of the practice, I realized the one thing that I really enjoy doing, and this is something we learn as coach, your unique ability. I really enjoyed doing public speaking and teaching, and I'm just paranoid how this thing moves when I'm doing this. But I enjoy doing speaking, and so a couple of things I set up, as you can see with Podiatry Practice Mastery. If you go there, you go to the master classes. I've set up the 12 for the whole next year because I like doing them. I put them on once a month. You can see what the topics we're going to talk about. They're all free for the first 30 people, and then I put them into the my academy thing, and then eventually once they fill up, I might add more people, but it's always to have more demand. So this last one for ultrasound really filled up fast. And I'm doing the same thing in the clinic. So in the clinic, I put together a whole bunch of webinars. So here's my latest idea. So the idea, and I got this from one of my other members. What he does is before patients come in, he sends them a video that he's done, basically the patient presentations on plantar fasciitis, and he sends it to patients. And what he found out is that not everyone has plantar fasciitis, but they're really, really prepared when they come in with that condition, and they basically accept everything that he does. So my thoughts to you are, is there a way you could do one of these presentations, or you can kind of copy mine? But what I'm going to try to do is I put a blog post called Central Mass Podiatry, webinars, and we've done 4 or 5 of them already. And so when patients make an appointment, they're going to get a link saying, hey, check out our webinars, our recorded webinars here. And that's a link. They'll go to the blog where they can watch the previous ones. But as well, for this next year, I've set up 12 webinars. Sorry about that. I set up 12 webinars that we can do. So we're going to set up a webinar series at Central Mass Podiatry. So my thought is I'm going to make little postcards and put in a webinars for 2024, all the webinars, a QR code where they can register, and I'll put my registration link. It'll be on Calendly, so I'm gonna give you guys that link if you want to see how I'm doing it, and people can kind of register for that. So that'll be something fun. Another thing that was fun this week is I did a lecture for the residents, and we talked. So it's like a journal club, but I prefer practice management, so I gave them Neil Baum's book. He's got a great book. He writes a lot of things in podiatry management, and he had a great book on marketing your practice. It's called Marketing Your Clinical Practice. And I had all the residents, they picked out one chapter, so each of them did one chapter in the book, and we talked about that. Now, some of the stuff is a little older, but you just kind of talk instead of yellow book ads, you talk about Facebook ads or Google ads or something else like that. You just have to kind of modernize it, but he has really, really great points in there, so I'll put a little link to that book as well under this thing. And then finally, the last thing that we're doing this week is we are having a collaboration. We have a Chi Walk, Chi Runner kind of person. They're doing a workshop or clinic outside in our parking lot in October. So I put together an email that. Now to do that, I had to make the email. So I just copied the last year's one and made it this year's. But the other cool thing is every so often I take all the email names from my medical record and I uploaded it into my Kajabi where all the emails are. So I added another 5,000. So just by sending out this thing about this webinar this event he's doing, it gets a lot of people calling in for the office. So that's the weekly update. I hope, let me know if you like this one any better. I'm going to put all the links underneath here, and if you like my new little gimbal DJI thingy here. Okay, until next week. Thanks, guys.